How's that for a finish? All right, all grip, jet black. Just came back from the painter, and he also did glass work on it for us. All grip, jet black hull, moon dust, which is very close to the Whaler kind of tan on the top side. You can see we have the railing, bow rail that we put up here because we're going to make some adjustments to it. We're either going to weld the joints, possibly have a new one made, or possibly even cut this down. So we have some things to figure out what we're going to do with that. We're going to talk to the owner about it. Also, the guy who did our paint did a nice job here. If you can see this added pad, Whaler had only a thin fiberglass skin, and because it's foam filled, you can't get behind it to put a bolt in, so it would just screws. And eventually, because of the height and looseness of the rail, it worked its way free and ripped the screws out, and it was a total mess. So he took a nice 1/4-inch piece of fiberglass, bonded it to the boat, and painted over it. So now we have a solid fiberglass connection here. We're going to go with oversized screws to lock this thing in. So that should take care of the bow rail problem. We're going to have the bottom scraped by hand right down to the gel coat. We have a fellow, Carlos, who does that kind of work. And you can see the interior has all been painted. Again, all grip paint, and moon dust is the color. We have the top off. He also sent out all of the metal hardware to be re-chromed. So the lifting eye up in the bow and these toe eyes in the back are all nicely new and chromed. We have the hatches and everything that have to go into it, and actually there's a place, Twin Cities Marine, that years ago I think they had bought out all of the stock Whaler had of little specialty parts like the hatches, the inspection hatches that match the color. They're tan instead of the only thing you can pretty much get on the market is like a little bit of an off-white or a pure white, which doesn't look good on this color deck. So we got that together. So the next big job we're going to have to do is figure out how we're going to hook up a live well. We want to make this become a live well. It wasn't originally set up that way, but we want to plumb it, have it, a pump set up for it, and an overboard pump. The tank is going to be here within a day or two, so we're going to have to foam the tank in, make all the connections, and basically do a lot of work down below decks before we can put all the hatches back up top. And we're going to cut some out of starboard. In Whaler, they have this little hatch over here that's hinged, and they usually have a pump in here, but it's deteriorated, it gets beat up. There's no way you can keep a finish on it, so we'll make that out of starboard. And the large hatch cover here, which was wood and gets beat up because it's on the deck and it's a horizontal surface, so we're going to make that out of starboard, and a few other select pieces here and there. And then the console was also sent out. That's been painted again in all grip. This fellow who had the boat before, he had somebody do custom work for him previously, and they cut out these nice stainless steel plates where everything is embedded, all the gauges. There's another one over here, a switch panel. So we wanted to keep that. It looked good. It was well done, professionally done. So I was starting to reinstall this stuff today. I have to still take the teak, the original teak hatches. I have to sand them down. They're pretty beat up. That's going to be a tough job because they used 2-part formula stripping it, and it's eaten into the grain of the wood, so I'm going to have to do quite a bit of sanding on that. We need a new binnacle control, new compass. We're going to build a new windshield. His was all hazed and glazed, and it was just beyond repair. This is for he has a T-top. This is a bar comes down here with the electronics run through it and mounting onto the console. And then we got to figure out something we're going to do on the bottom of the console, because with the T-top lock to it, there was so much rocking involved from impact on waves that the front footing was broken. So we're going to do something with either stainless steel or heavy aluminum. We're going to build an angle iron, and we're going to come out the width of a cooler, the depth of a cooler. Whaler used to have these blocks that a cooler sat in. It was extraneous. So we're going to come out with this steel or heavy aluminum, and that will be what locks the cooler in with a couple of straps. But that's going to give us a larger footing, a larger base to prevent the tendency for this whole console to rock forward when you hit a wave with the, the leverage of the T-top on it. All right. And okay, so we have a lot of work to do. We basically have all the parts here, all the components. The main work is done, the base work, the painting and everything. So now we have to rebuild the boat, and it should be. And this is the man who's going to be cutting all the starboard. Yeah, he's a little loony, but it's fun. We enjoy working. We have a good time doing this, and we're looking forward to having a beautiful whaler at the end of this project.